you coconut head, that's what I'm talking about. Ears, not beers, Jesus! As he listened, Ford pulled his flats skiff along the sandbar bordering the mangrove bank that created Dinkins Bay. The bar broadened to the northwest, forming the bay side of Sanibel Island, a curving barrier island of palms and expensive houses that separated the Gulf of Mexico from mainland southwest Florida. Ford lived at the end of Tarpon Bay Road, next to Dinkins Marina, in a house built over the water. He ran a small company there, Sanibel Biological Supply. From that house, he caught and sold marine specimens to schools and labs around the country. He had recently received an order from Bowling Green State University for 25 live sea anemones, which is why he happened to be on his flats skiff. Normally, he would have spent the morning on his trawl boat, seining for tarpon larvae. In 3 weeks of continuous dragging, he had found no tarpon larvae. Hadn't really expected to find larvae. But it was part of his work, and he wanted to continue seining for at least another week, for he was doing tarpon research now. Then he got the order from Bowling Green University, which is why he wanted to get out and collect anemones early on the dawn low tide. But there had been a morning rain squall. Then his friend Tomlinson stopped to see if he wanted to drive to the mainland to hear a lecture on the 3 pillars of Zen and maybe hit at the line drive batting cages in Cape Coral. Then Dewey Nye stopped, saying she wanted to talk about her tennis game, but ended up talking about romantic problems instead. All this before 10 a.m., with rain still dripping from the tin roof of his stilt house, which is why Ford got a late start and was now trying to collect anemones on a June flood tide just 1 day before the full moon. Elevated on the poling platform, a fiberglass stand above the motor, Ford pushed the boat along, using the long pole he held in both hands. He was thinking, the guides aren't getting much time to fish today, what with squalls and dead bodies. And they weren't. Finding a corpse would probably put them off their pace, but no more so than the storm that morning. Some storm. It had come from the Gulf, a black canyon of clouds, churning like smoke and pushing a 30-knot wind. He had sat on his porch and followed its progress across Dinkins Bay, watched the clear sky yellow, then turn a throbbing, tumid green, amplifying sound, freshening odors until the first gust of cool wind. Then there was no sun, just sizzling lightning blasts through a hazy, ecliptic light, like sitting in a cave looking through a waterfall. But the storm had passed now. It rumbled over the mainland, casting great columns of sunlight through the moving clouds, illuminating the docks at St. James City and the dripping mangroves on Woodring Point, leaving Pine Island Sound washed and slick as raw glass. On the radio, one of the guides said, "Perfect day for spotting bodies. Never seen one better. The water's so flat. Sight-cast corpses. Take 'em on light tackle. How's that for an advertisement?" The water was flat. Clear, too, in the shallows. Ford could see his own shadow on the sandbar as he pushed the boat along. In a patch of turtle grass, a cowfish nosed a scallop shell. Then a stingray spooked, making a brief explosion in the sand. There was a big whelk shell, its operculum thrown back, feeding on a dead mullet, one of several dead fish that had washed up on the bar. Attached to the whelk were the buds of a tulip snail egg case. Beyond that were the spiraling egg cases of whelks, like prehistoric snakes, and the sand collars of moon snails. Ahead, Ford could see the tracks of horseshoe crabs furrowing the sand, then the animals themselves, tan shells, as if stamped from plastic. 3 smaller males attached to a big female, locked in a slow fight to copulate. A foot beneath the surface, the bottom was alive, one continuous interconnecting cycle, everything going on simultaneously and without pause. Egg, sperm, death and decay, all obliquely keyed by tides and heat, and a million years of having survived. Yet each random event